There are new details as police continue their search for a 6-year-old Everman boy who is believed to be dead. Today, police released a video from previous searches for Noel Rodriguez-Alvarez. This was from a piece of carpet that police recovered. They say it was thrown out by Noel's stepfather before the family fled the country.
This video is from the last full search in April. However, it was just released by Everman Police. It shows cadaver dogs sounding off an alert behind the home where Noel's mother mysteriously had a concrete patio poured. Investigators say the carpet the dog examined was once inside the backyard makeshift shed the family lived in.
Or something there, indication, like that's just in this area. Second time? Yeah, that's what trying to find a response, she's telling me. Same spot, that's his train final response. He says the odor's there. You notice the first time he picked up odor, he left it pretty quickly.
Well, what is up, Particular Mill? Welcome back to the channel and thank you for stopping by. A couple of updates to talk about with regards to Noel Rodriguez. I am going to go through the timeline for people that don't know the story. I also made a playlist for the previous times we've covered this story if you want to go check those videos out. And there's also that video you saw in the beginning. That's the cadaver dogs hitting on spots where I guess in the backyard they put this new patio, and we've talked about that, and also the carpet. And then we also got to get to, which we're going to do after the timeline, is these new images that were released of this family leaving the country, fleeing the country, and they finally show them at the airport with the other kids, like going about like nothing's going on. So let's go through this timeline by Fox 4, I believe. October 2022, Noel Rodriguez-Alvarez is at the birth of his twin siblings. About a week later, witnesses say they see Noel. He is described as unhealthy and malnourished. This is the last time police can confirm Noel is alive. Now, the makeup of this family, for those that don't know, so there's the biological mother, Cindy, there's the stepfather, and 6 other children. Now, to my knowledge, those twins that were born in the hospital, those children were between the stepfather and the mother. So that would be their actual biological father for the twins. And this is the mother. So this is from the airport. This is the mother. This is the stepdad. They're holding their own babies, their biological babies together, the twins. These are the other kids. Okay. 6 children. And these 2 parents, they're the ones that fled the country. And Noel was last seen around the time of these babies being born. So just so you have hopefully an understanding, it can be a little confusing. And the other thing too, from what when we were covering the story, so Cindy has 3 other children that's staying with the grandparents. I also hear that all the other kids have different fathers, minus the twins, right? The baby twins. All the other kids have different fathers. Noel's father is somebody that's in Mexico, and he got, I don't know, exported? Is it the wrong term? Extradited? Exported? Deported. Exported. Deported. Before I believe Noel was even born, and he didn't know any of this until the police reached out to him. Like, all this stuff was going on. So, all right. So the next thing, October 2022, Cindy Singh Rodriguez does not bring Noel, who was diagnosed with a speech delay, estropia in both eyes, chronic lung disease, and several other diagnoses, illnesses, to his Department of Health scheduled medical appointments. Police later learned he was last seen by a professional for an appointment in July. Okay, so not going to their appointments. The last confirmed time Noel was seen was when these twins were born. Well, a week later from the twins being born, which he was described as being malnourished. And if you haven't seen the video that I did, there was a video I did where when they went into that house, these people had Santa Muerte in there. It's in the playlist. Definitely check it out.
Mother, step.
Wow. That's a mess. A mess.
Father and 6 of his 9 siblings.
Oh my God.
The 71-year-old property owner
Holy
who lives
moly.
in the home in front.
I almost feel like I need to take myself off the screen. What? I mean, maybe taking into consideration, I guess cops were searching, but like, I don't know. This place is torn
of the
up.
shed is allowing Fox 4 to tour after Everman police investigators sorted through belongings the past couple days. Fiona tells Fox 4.
Bro, is that pills? Is that what, they got codeine on the floor?
Investigators sorted through belongings the past couple days.
They got the purple haze?
Fiona
I don't know. It looks like some sort of something. They got some medication there. Place is torn
tells Fox 4 he's been friends with Noel.
I'll never feel bad again for my place feeling like a little bit messy. Bro, nothing like this. Holy shit.
Cindy Rodriguez.
Oh, yo! Santa Muerte! Bro, Santa Muerte! What the hell is going on here? What in the heezy? Okay, November 1st, 2022, Rodriguez-Singh takes passport photos for 6 of her children, not including Noel. So this to me obviously shows planning and premeditation. November 2nd, 2022, Rodriguez-Singh applies for passports for her family, not including Noel. November 6th, 2022, Rodriguez-Singh researches cost of trip to India. So they flew to Turkey and then went to India. March 20th, 2023, officers are dispatched to do a welfare check on Noel at the request of CPS. An anonymous family member gave a tip that Noel hasn't been seen in a long time. Cindy tells police the boy is living in Mexico with his father, which was a lie. Okay. Now, March 21st, 2023, Cindy's husband, Arshdeep Singh, throws away a carpet later believed to have human remains on it at one time. So that carpet is what we see in that video, body cam video, where the dogs are getting hits on. Okay. March 22, 2023, and this is one of the more recent updates as well. The stepdad, Arshdeep, steals $10,000 from his job. Hours later, Cindy and the stepdad take 6 children, not including Noel, fly to DFW airport to Istanbul, Turkey. They continued on to India, Singh's home country. March 2023, Contario Rodriguez, Cindy's brother, tells investigators Cindy told her mother that she sold Noel to a woman at a fiesta market. And if you guys have been following with me when we covered this story, remember that whole craziness. This woman sending everybody everywhere else, almost like a Letitia kind of. Police later confirmed the purchase did not happen. He also tells them Cindy withheld water from the boy and saw him beaten with keys.
We don't find any evidence to suggest that the child was sold at all.
The warrant says rumors within the family were that Noel had been sold or killed.
March 2023, police talk with Charles Parson, who owns the property, which is, we covered that in a previous video. It's pretty interesting, kind of weird type of relationship, I think. But it seems like he was trying to help them out. He's the homeowner, and they were staying in the, at first they were staying in the home, and then they were staying in that shed in the back. So he owns the property where Noel, Cindy, and Arshdeep live in a shed. He says he hasn't seen Noel since Thanksgiving 2022. He claims Cindy told him Noel was living with his biological father in Mexico. March 25th, 2023, an Amber Alert is issued for Noel Rodriguez. The alert tells the public to look for a Chevy Silverado with a mural of Santa Muerte across the back windshield. So their car had the Santa Muerte stuff too. March 26, 2023, the Amber Alert for Noel is canceled. An endangered missing persons report is issued. Everman Police find the family's truck in a garage at DFW Airport. March 27, 2023, cadaver dogs search the property where Noel's family lived. March 28th, Fox 4 is allowed inside the shed where Noel lived with his mother, stepfather, and siblings. Charles Parson tells Fox 4 CPS had previously taken Rodriguez-Singh's children away from her and that she feared it would happen again. Homeland Security and FBI now joined the investigation. And March 30th, felony warrant issued for Cindy and Arshdeep for abandoning and endangering a child. March 30th, investigators drill underneath concrete slab recently poured at the property where Noel lived. Nothing is found. April 5th, 2023, a search warrant acquired by Fox 4. Everman Police Chief Craig Spencer, which, by the way, that chief has been doing an amazing job with communicating with the public. He's just very transparent, communicates really well. I think he's done like an excellent job. So he says investigators can specifically rule out Rodriguez-Singh's claims that she sold Noel at the fiesta. April 6th, Everman Police announced the search for Noel has transitioned to a death investigation. The endangered missing person report for Noel is now ended. April 10th, Texas search and rescue teams search wooded areas near Noel's home. Crews dig up the entire concrete patio at the home. April 10th, they hold a vigil. April 11th, Everman Police announced that Arshdeep disposed of a large carpet prior to fleeing the country. Police believe human remains were on that carpet at the time. It's the carpet that we see. April 14, 2023, Everman Police call off the weekend searches due to new data analysis. April 18th, Everman Police talked to Fox 4 about Cindy's worship of Santa Muerte. Singh allegedly told others that Noel was possessed, evil, and a demon, and she feared would hurt her newborn twins.
We do know that she was adamant about the Santa Muerte, and believed that she was part of the religion of Santa Muerte that worshipped him.
Fox 4 video inside the family's converted shed recorded a glimpse of a shrine to Santa Muerte, also known as Saint Death. Some call it a dark world of worship and idolization, and it is condemned by leaders of the Catholic Church.
And in this case, it's very important. She idolizes that Santa Muerte. It's everywhere within the shed. It was everywhere within the home. It was on her vehicle. So it was pretty evident to us that she was idolizing and worshiping that. And essentially, he is the patron saint that offers protection. From my understanding, offers protection to like the cartel and those kinds of activities.
April 22nd, 2023, all-day search in the area of Noel's home comes up empty. Data leads teams to search areas within a few square miles of the home. And April 25th, Everman Police released surveillance photos of Arshdeep depositing $8,000 in stolen money at the bank.
We know that his remains are somewhere. We just don't know where. And the other facts that we don't know is we don't know why he died just yet. And that's what our investigators have been working to determine. You know, was this a case of neglect? Was this a case of accidental death? Is this a case of murder? We don't know the answer to any of that just yet. And that's what our investigators have been working to try to uncover.
This is directly from the police, and they just say that they've been working nonstop on the case, and that unfortunately they don't have new information, but they haven't stopped. And they've released digital media footage of searches with canines 410-2023, images of patio site 410-2023, and still images of DFW International Airport surveillance. Although we have not located little Noel, we have not stopped working. And this is what we were looking at earlier. I think actually let me just get the close-up of that one. And you know, I don't know, they're described as by the police chief as just going about like normal, like nothing happened, like nothing's going on. You can see the two babies here and the other kids. There might be a child standing right there as well.
Really, it's showing the family going through the airport. I mean, you can see the family, and it's kind of one of those things that just hits home. You know, there's people gathered around that don't even realize what's going on or what's transpiring behind them, and they appear very normal, just going through the airport and on their way to Turkey.
The fugitive couple is believed to be in India.
Walking through the airport. This is a patio dig site, still April 10th, 2023. Friday dig site still April 10th. This mother and stepfather take the kids, siblings, take off to India, which I was talking to a friend this morning about that. And I wonder if are they just out in the open out in India, like just going about their daily lives, or are they actually trying to hide? Have they tried to change their appearances? It's such a big population out there. And what happened to Noel? You know, was it, like the chief was saying, accidental? Was this like a murder? Did something happen accidentally? Was he malnourished? Going off of the previous details of family saying that like she was holding water from him and even beat him with keys. I mean, it seems like intentional murder, or at least malnourishment by withholding stuff. And how did they dispose of him? I mean, is he in a dumpster? Did they dispose of him in the trash? Because we hear a lot of these stories when a child gets disposed of in a trash, dumpster, whatever it is, and it goes out to the landfill. It's really, really hard to find that child. And now that it's been such a long period of time, because they didn't know until way after that this child was missing. And Santa Muerte is always just something that kind of sticks out to me, because we've covered it on a previous story, Maricela Botello, where these people were worshiping Santa Muerte. And so when it popped up again in this story, I was like, wow. And Santa Muerte, to me, I've spoken about this. Like when we were doing the Letitia Stout trial, and we would take the lunch breaks and we'd cover various different stories and topics. A couple of times we spoke about Noel and the Santa Muerte stuff. And I've said it there, and I'll say it now in a nicer way. I've never heard of anything good coming from that religion. Like like the chief was saying, this is a religion that the cartel prays to. They worship and pray Santa Muerte. That should tell you something right there. To me, it just seems like it's like people that are doing wrong, that are doing horrible things, or that are wishing horrible things upon others, are into Santa Muerte, and they're hoping for some sort of protection or whatever it is from getting caught, or all the horrible things that I've heard people do. Now, I'm sure it's not all of them, it's not everybody, but I've just never heard of a good thing. It's like Satan's religion. That's what it is to me. It's like demon religion. It's like criminal religion. It's like people that do things to children religion. That's how I interpret it. That's how I see it. Could be wrong. And so yeah, when I heard Santa Muerte, I was like, oh man. And then she's talking about demonic. She could be, I don't know, she has some sort of mental health stuff. I don't know, man, because I feel like we just pass things off so quick as mental health. There could be, but some people are just straight out evil. And I wonder if this family saw Noel as getting in their way because of the medical attention that he needed and required, and the appointments, which one of his caretakers, I think I remember we saw a video, one of his caretakers had spoken up and said that she wanted to take him. I mean, maybe grandma could have taken Noel.
You want a burger?
He was a sweet little boy. That was our boy.
Yeah.
And he loved to give hugs, and, you know, he was just a sweet little boy. No kid, whether disabled or healthy, deserves what happens to him. There are too many support systems that are here for us, that if we can't handle kids with special needs, we need to seek those social societies that are here for us.
Although born premature, Paris says Noel could walk, talk, operate his tablet, and was overcoming his challenges. She says when he and his siblings were returned to his birth mother, Cindy Rodriguez-Singh, in December of 2021, her family assured her of their continued support.
I remember my husband telling her that if she feels like she's overwhelmed, she need a break, just call us. We would come get him. We would take care of him.
Paris tells me that when she had to return Noel to his birth mother, her husband even asked her if they could keep him. They tell me that Cindy Rodriguez-Singh told them no, saying he was her baby.
You know, versus this option of death and abandonment. And she left her other 3 kids too. And then there's all these fathers too for these kids, that multiple fathers that I guess they're just not involved. People keep knocking up this woman. No dad's involved. And I don't know, maybe this woman ran those people off, or maybe they just never wanted the responsibilities. Let's rewatch this for the people that haven't seen it. And I'm going to rewatch it again with you guys. This is the homeowner of where mother, the stepfather, and the other siblings were staying. This guy gives some insight as to what was going on there.
And you've been living in this house for how long?
40 plus years.
Okay, so they were here doing obviously the search. They had to tear up the patio. They didn't find anything, but you were telling me just kind of a different story from what police have told us. So what's going on here?
Oh, how I met her is I met her at a grocery store one night. I was thumping some melons, and she come up and so we got to be talking.
And I remember you guys in the live chat at the time were like, thumping melons? What's he talking about? But yeah, he's telling the story how they met.
And then I told her, we got to find out that I'd gone through a pretty bad relationship with somebody for like 11 years. She was a dopehead, and she took me for everything. So she had volunteered that if I needed somebody to come over and cook every now and then, she would. So we did that. So one day she came out and parked the car in front of my house, and it was cold. And she asked.
And the thing with that is that, so he said he was dating a dopehead, I think 11 years. He's been living in this home 40 years. That woman took him for everything he has. And then I feel like this woman took advantage of him too and took him for his stuff. I mean, I think he had said at some point it was kind of mutual as far as like she helped out a little bit here and there, but she has a free place to live, a place for all her kids. Then she ends up with some other dude marrying this other guy. And then I guess the guy comes to stay there. And then she dips out on you, doesn't even tell you, give her the courtesy or anything.
She asked me, could she sleep right there in front of the house? I said, what do you mean? Her husband or whatever, the guy that got deported to Mexico, had left her with no rent money, no food, no nothing, no diapers. And so I told her, look, I got 2 extra rooms. Y'all are willing to come in if y'all want to come in and stay there. I said, I'm not going to charge you rent. So then later on, she ended up meeting her husband to be at one of the little stores down the street. And they ended up getting married because CPS had come out here when they had taken her kids originally, because she did have a DWI and she did have a drinking problem when she was here. I quit drinking altogether because of her DWI. And anyway.
So he quit drinking because of her DWI? Oh. And I guess he's being nice. He's trying to, but the only thing to it being nice, which is nice, is that people will run all over you all the time.
Because of her DWI. And anyway, she had been clean for like 2 or 3 years because she has a breathalyzer, so she has to do that. But she was on probation, like 8 to 10 years if she broke it. That's why she fled, because when they came again, they couldn't find Noel. And she supposedly told him where she took him. I don't know where she took him, have no idea. The story I'd got that she had taken him to the father. The father didn't want him, but the sister did. And so she left him with the sister. Now, I can't verify that because I don't know none of it to be a fact. So
what were the slab, this search? What have they told you about that?
Not a thing. And I kept telling them the slab was poured after Noel supposedly had disappeared. I mean, why
after he had disappeared. But they didn't find anything there, though. So, yeah.
Why would he be underneath the slab? I think they just tore it up because they don't have no idea where the boy is, and they're frustrated.
But why
would if they were going to do, I wonder what happened with the slab thing, because they were getting hits there. They poured this new thing, a slab. Did they change their mind? Was the plan originally to bury him there?
I mean, why would he be underneath the slab? I think they just tore it up because they don't have no idea where the boy is, and they're frustrated.
But why was the slab poured and then the family immediately left?
Because she built the slab because, she had the twins. She wanted to build
the slab poured and then the family immediately left, right?
Because she built the slab because, she had the twins. She wanted to build a patio so the twins would have someplace. She could sit in the patio and watch her kids play on the trampoline and the swings back there during the summer. But she eventually was going to add another room to the back of the house because her oldest daughter, the one that was with her now, not her oldest, but the one that lived with her, was going to need a room. She wanted a room, build a room. That's why it was heavy on one end. They kept saying it was more. It was heavy on one end because she was actually going to build another room back there.
But you know why, if she had all those plans, she suddenly up and left?
Scared that she was going to go to prison for 8 years and then not watch her kids grow up.
And the whole thing with the slab thing to the patio thing, the condition that house was in, torn up. All right. The only thing that was in decent condition in that house was the Santa Muerte shrine. I just have a hard time buying that. I know they didn't find anything there, but I wonder if they really had some plans to do something. That place is trash, but she's like, you know what? I want to build this nice patio outside so I can watch the kids play.
Her twin, you know, you take away from her twins, she ain't gonna get to see them if she goes to prison.
She was scared that she was going to go to prison because
Because
no one was missing?
Yeah, because that and CPS are going to come take her kids to start off with. You know that with Noel missing there, you know they're going to take the kids. And now people are saying she was abusive. I've never seen her abuse Noel or any of the kids.
And you're the homeowner?
I'm the homeowner. I've been here 10 years. I worked most of the time when she was here.
Did she get permission from you to pour that slab, or how did that?
She's going to inherit. She was going to inherit the house, so she didn't need my permission.
So this dude, after having, I'm not, I feel bad for the guy, but listen, the other woman, the dope head, took complete advantage of him, took him for everything. And then this other woman with 15 kids, I'm exaggerating. How many kids? There's 6, 7 with Noel, and then the 3 other 10. 10 kids, I think, at least, that we know of. He was even going to give her the house, she was going to inherit the entire house.
Because I have nobody to leave the house to. Nobody at all. I don't want to leave it to the city. So, she could basically was doing it for her own benefit.
And police told you not to go back there? I mean, have they told
I mean, that's nice. I guess it's nice if it's left for nobody else, but damn, bro.
When they first started cut the little hole in the slab, the police knocked on my door and said, if you come in the backyard while we're doing this, we're going to arrest you and take you to jail. And I said, for what? It's my house, my property. And they never give me a reason.
What do you make of all this?
Huh?
What do you make of all this that's happening?
I know the police are desperate to find the boy, but they're looking in the wrong place, is all I can say, because he's not here.
Where do you think he is?
I have no idea. I think he's in Mexico, to be honest with you.
Do you think he's alive?
Yeah, I think he's alive, and that's why I told him I wasn't going to go to that deal they had last night. Because until you show me a body that he's dead, then I'll believe you. Because I think no way he's dead. Somebody's got him. Somebody's scared that they're going to get in trouble with the law because they've got him, and they got him illegally, basically. She didn't go through the courts like I asked her. Like I told her, if you're going to adopt Noel.
So you guys caught this on the live stream when we were listening to this, and they believe he had a slip. So check this out again.
With the law, because they've got him, and they got him illegally, basically. She didn't go through the courts like I asked her. Like I told her, if you're going to get
rid of him, oh shit.
Basically, she didn't go through the courts like I asked her. Like I told her, if you're going to adopt Noel, go through the court.
Get rid of him or adopt him?
System, but she didn't do that.
Did you live here with them?
Huh?
Were you here with them? You lived here with them?
They lived here with me. It's my place.
With you. Okay.
Yeah.
When do you notice the kids were gone?
When I came from work, and I didn't deal with the kid much because I'd already had 3 surgeries on this arm. This is at the time, and I wasn't feeling good, and I was nervous about having to go because the doctor was setting me up with a surgeon, and that made me nervous. I was scared of that, so I didn't.
This guy, I guess he's a victim to of being taken advantage of. He was trying to do the right thing, the nice thing. You know what I'm saying? This lady apparently didn't give a ish about that. Took off and dipped to India.
I didn't spend much time with the kids when I came from work. I just had quit work. I had to quit work because I wasn't physically able to work. And then I was worried about my bills, so I was sitting down trying to figure out how I'm going to pay my bills on Social Security. They help some. I don't like to count on somebody else's help. That's not their problem.
Yeah, but they're living with you. Like, 15 kids, 10 kids, 7 kids, 7 kids.
They didn't have to pay me rent, but they did pay extra money.
Did you find it suspicious when Noel just wasn't around back in November?
No, she told me that she had taken him to the boy's daddy and that he didn't want him, but the sister did want him, what I was told. So.
Where's the sister? Is she in the area or is she back in Mexico? Do you know anything about that?
You know what? She wasn't gone long enough not to take him to Mexico, but the sister lives in Mexico. But I also remember back 10 years ago, I took him to his, when they first had problems, I took him to somebody's house and it was in Fort Worth. And I think that was his family, so that was before he got deported. So I really don't know. I have no idea where it was. I can't remember that. I mean, it wasn't important to me.
When she told you that the
Huh?
kid was in Mexico, when she told you the kid was in Mexico, did you believe her? Did you see like?
I didn't question her. I mean, they're her kids. I couldn't do anything.
But to confirm, she didn't tell you that she was leaving. Like she didn't give you any hints.
No,
She
no,
just up and left.
not at all. She just up and left me at the hospital by myself. You know.
You mentioned that the phones were.
Phones were all cut off. That's when I knew something was up, man. I was panicky being in the hospital. They wouldn't let me go. They wouldn't release me. And you know, that's not a good. Oh, my dog.
Police here are looking for her there.
Huh?
Police here are looking for her there in India. She's charged with a crime.
Yeah.
What would you want her to know? What would you tell her if you could speak to her?
I would ask her. I wished I would have been here. I think I could have talked her out of going.
I doubt it. Highly doubt it.
But I wasn't here.
Yeah.
And her husband's from over there. I don't know what kind of story it is. I don't know how they're going to hide it. I don't know nothing about expedition or whatever, how they're going to get them.
And you said Charles Parsons?
Yeah.
Parsons?
P-A-R-S-O-N. Yeah.
And again, everybody hears some version of this story and can't quite make hide or hail.
Yeah.
You're at least several steps closer to it than we are. What don't people who hear about this understand about these people we're talking about? What don't we know?
That they were good. They're good parents. I mean, they love their kids. They really love their kids. Why would you can check the kids' grades in school? The girl was making straight A's. The boy was a B student. She got another girl that was an A student. Does that sound like kids that are being abusive? You go back there and see all the toys they got. They got more toys that I'm going to end up throwing away than a man could shake a fist at. They're not rich.
You can't speak for her, so I'm not
No,
asking
I can't,
you to.
yeah.
If she took her son to Mexico or to someone who took him to Mexico,
Yeah.
why the secrecy? Why the?
I can't tell you. I don't know. Because she's afraid she's going to lose her other kids. That's why. I mean, she's already lost them for a whole year. Can you imagine going a whole year without seeing your twins and they're 3 months old? I can't.
Do you know anything about the husband? Because they recently got married, right? Knew her husband?
I know her husband. Yeah, he'd been here for quite a while. I think like 2 years.
Do you know anything about him?
He worked every day. He made decent money. I mean, they got along good. He took care of the kids. He loved the kids. They would call him daddy.
This is now grandma. Grandma's talking. Wants her daughter to confess where the 6-year-old is. And I think grandma has the 3 other kids.
Nearly a month has passed since the investigation into 6-year-old Noel Rodriguez-Alvarez's disappearance began. His grandmother, who asked us not to show her or name her for privacy and safety reasons, is speaking out for the first time. How have you felt since this all happened?
Mucha tristeza, demasiada tristeza.
So much sadness, I start to cry. He was a normal boy.
Que la traigan.
I want them to bring her so she can tell us where Noel is. Where is he? What was the reason? He was a boy who didn't deserve the bad fortune she gave him. He was an innocent child. Poor boy. Everman Police have said Cindy's landlord, Charles Parsons, is cooperating with the investigation, but Cindy's mother doesn't believe that.
Oh, no, Grandma, don't say that. Come on. What? No, Grandma, come on. Oh, no.
Charles Parson is cooperating with the investigation, but Cindy's mother doesn't believe that. That man knows everything. For years, Cindy's 3 oldest children have been under this grandma's care. She tells us she raised them, and then she offered to care for Noel, but Cindy would not let her. When CPS temporarily took Cindy's children a couple of years ago, the grandmother says she couldn't take them at the time due to her own health issues. She says Noel needs to be found, dead or alive. She needs to tell us where that little angel is. And she says that was his middle name, Angel. In Everman, I'm Adriana De Alba.
Damn. Thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. See you guys on the next video. Peace. Bloop, 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 bloop.